Good afternoon and welcome back to our session on research types. This is the second in the series. I'm going to talk about. So let me move forward and share with you the agenda or the topics. The first is about me. There is a separate video you can watch and know more about me. And then I'll straight away go to the purpose of research and then different ways of classifying research or understanding the different domains in which the research is conducted using different approaches and understanding the research process that includes various kinds of models. So one of them is the onion model that I'm going to share with you, and last one will be the conclusion. As I mentioned to you earlier, you can know more about me going to my separate video given in the YouTube. But in summary, I am from the city of Seattle in the state of Washington in the northwest of USA, where there are more than 500 Fortune 500 companies located. Oldest among them is the Boeing, and then we have Microsoft coming in 1980s, earlys, and then Amazon and others that are from that part of the world. So let me jump to the main topic here. The purpose of research is manifold, but one of them is to explore our environment, just not on this planet, but also uh, above and beyond this particular planet. So let's look at the purpose of research. There are 6 purposes of research: create new knowledge based on new findings and create a better understanding of the issues that confront our society. These issues could be related to any aspect of our existence on this planet. Second one is to establish facts and uh, reach new conclusions about whatever is happening in front of us. For example, the social media and stuff. Uh, Understand more about our own history, the history of education, the culture, the languages, religion, and of course all kinds of other new things that are affecting our living on this planet, including the existence of the internet and the social media and how it's impacting the way of life on this planet. Then other one is to improve existing products and services. This is actually one of the main purpose of conducting any research. We look at the phenomena in the present world and try to make them better. Uh, Next one, number 4, is the innovation. Create something very new, like you are hearing nowadays about the AI and the Chat GPT. You're also hearing about electric vehicles and also new missiles and all kinds of technologies that are going to take us to the moon and the Mars and beyond. And also, as I mentioned to you, exploring the world beyond this particular planet. That's also a major objective of any institution that's conducting research, especially the academia and the private and public sector organizations. And in America, NASA is doing a lot of work, exploratory work on this particular field. And then overall aim is to improve the quality of life on this planet for all creatures, including human beings, health, wealth, and other aspects of the living on this planet. So I'll take one specific example. If you have to conduct research in marketing, for example, you will be looking at the different aspects of the research listed here in this diagram or a picture. We can focus our research on understanding the market trends. We can focus on finding more about the consumer insights, also advantages over the competitors and customer needs and so on and on. There are so many things happening these days in the marketplace, especially with the introduction of the e-commerce. We see lots of behavioral changes now in the world, and one of them is use of the mobile apps for finding a ride or ordering food or buying groceries and all kinds of other things, including the telemedicine, for example. So all of these things can be explored through what we call as research. Uh, Now I come to the main topic of this particular presentation, classifying research. So earlier in my presentation, I shared with you the meaning of research, and to be systematically understanding how the research is conducted, we need to look at the various approaches. There are many, many ways of classifying research. The one I have chosen here is divide the research processes that are prevalent on this planet in academia and private sector and public sector. Uh, we can understand them using eight categories, eight different ways of classifying research. So I'll go one by one through this, but I'm not going to talk about the details of these. You can actually explore these yourself, going to our favorite search engines and looking at the details of each kind to know more about this. For lack of time, that's all, because the YouTube only allows me a certain time to prepare my video. So let's look at the eight categories. The first category is according to its purpose. Second is according to your depth of scope. Third is the according to the type of data being used, qualitative or quantitative kind of research. Number four is according to the degree of manipulation of variables. This is what is happening most of the time in the area of physics, chemistry, or pure sciences, for that matter, where there are lots of variables. For example, gravity, pressure, volume, temperature, and so on and on. So we have experimental research, non-experimental research, and quasi-experimental research, which is the combination of both, part experimental, part non-experimental. Number five is according to the type of inferences we draw. So it could be deductive kind of investigation, it could be inductive research, there could be hypothetical deductive investigation. All these kinds of categories do exist, especially in the case of social sciences. Number six is according to the time in which the research is carried out. So it could be a longitudinal study, also referred to as diachronic research, and it could be cross-sectional study, which is also defined as synchronous. So this is the six on this particular slide, and the last two ones are given over here in the next slide. Seventh is according to the sources of information. So there's a lot of research done in the in social sciences where you use the primary data, collecting data through the surveys or interviews and all kinds of other techniques that are available to you, or you use the secondary data through some prestigious organization like Pew Research Organization and other so-called portals that collect large amount of data about everything that's happening in the society. For example, if you want to know more about the which is the most used browser on the internet, you can find this through various secondary portals or research entities that are working on this particular aspect. So Number 7, and the last one is according to how the data is obtained. So how you gather your data. That's another kind of research. It could be a field study, it could be a lab work, it could be mixed method, it could be also a documentary study. So these are the 8 different ways of classifying research. For the later time, I'm just going to discuss with you the first type according to its purpose. So when you look at this first category, according to its purpose, it's divided into two: theoretical research and applied research. Theoretical research is what it says, theoretical. Theoretical research, also called pure or basic research, focuses on generating knowledge. Not necessarily always new knowledge, but most of the time a good research do create a, a new perspective, a new outlook, a new information out of the old ones, and updates whatever has happened in the past and provide a better understanding. This type of research, the data collection, generates new general concept, as I mentioned to you, and also lead to answer some theoretical questions that may be there. So formulation of theories is basically the outcome of such a research. There are many, many kinds of theories. Some are useful and some are just for the sake of discussion. They are not very sound theories, you know. So that's what happens in social sciences, especially in the area of literature, area of language, and other, even religion for that matter, study of philosophies and other things. So there are a lot of theories about, particular civilizations of the past. We take a specific example. Let's say there is a philosophy PhD dissertation. The aim may be very general, that we are trying to dissect the historical information without considering how the findings can be applied to the future. So you are just providing a better understanding of whatever the facts are from previous studies and trying to give a new perspective. So theoretical research is largely a so-called low level of research, but some of them are extremely powerful because they lead to creating new theories. Second one is what is the most useful way of conducting research, especially this applied research is under the domain of what we call is science, technology, and engineering, STEM subjects, as you see here in the bullet number 3: science, technology, engineering, which includes computer sciences and medicine. So here everything is applied. So in a way, it has to be immediately useful or beneficial for a particular purpose. So technology applied research is the first type under this category, and second is the scientific applied research. It has a predictive purpose. Scientific research always predicts. It can foretell the outcome of a research process. So, for example, if you create a bot, for example, like in the case of AI, ChatGPT, they are already predicting what it can do and cannot do. So this kind of a scientific research or technological research is very, very close to the universities that are focused on STEM subjects: science, technology, engineering, and medicine. Like in the case of MIT or Stanford, much of the research is done through STEM areas. So if you look carefully into the history of Stanford, many of the products came out of that particular university. For example, the technology, the Sun, is actually, the Sun stands for Stanford University Network, but Sun is a huge piece of actually software that's designed for networking and basically collecting, providing an interface for very large purposes of big companies in the form of databases. And then Google and also the Cisco and others were born in Stanford universities. So market research, research in science, aeronautics, engineering, space sciences, all of these are there to improve the existing products and services which we see happening on the internet all the time. So these are the 8 categories I discussed with you. And understanding the research process also have different approaches. One model that's very prevalent for understanding this is created by Saunders et al. It's called a research onion model. It compares the research process to the layers of onion going outside in. Outer layer is all the philosophies, existing theories and stuff, and the core is the data collection and analysis that form the core. So without collecting good data, you cannot have a good research. So you have to take right steps going inward from the periphery to the core in a way to come out with a good research outcome. So let me share with you the research onion diagram. As you can see, there are 6 layers shown in this research onion model, and it starts with the philosophies at the outside and approaches second layer, methodological choices or method you are going to use, quantitative, qualitative, whatever, time horizon, the time scale within which you are going to conduct. That's another category that you saw earlier, and techniques and procedures for collecting data and analyzing the data and all that stuff. So these are the 6 layers colored there, color coded in front of the diagrams, in front of you in this diagram. So this is not the only model, by the way. There are so many other models of understanding the research process that you can explore yourself. But this is very basic kind of a model that's very common and very popular. So in conclusion, we can see that the main aim of research is to enhance society by advancing knowledge through new theories, concepts, and ideas, covering every domain: science, arts, culture, religion, and others. 3 of the most influential and common research purposes are exploration, description, and innovation. So you try to explore the issue deeper. You also are able to describe it better to research, and also a good research will lead to some good innovation. This has been our history on this planet. It is through exploration, description, and innovation we have come where we have come today. So good research usually leads to better understanding of issues affecting our life on this planet and beyond, more understanding of fauna and flora, climate, food, the water related issues, the environmental issues that we are facing today, diseases, and some other aspects of planets and cosmos above beyond this planet. So there are many ways of classifying research. I discussed with you 8 types, and also discussed with you one very simple model of understanding research process called onion model. So thank you for coming and listening to me. If you want to know more about me, you can go to the YouTube channel. There is a separate video about me. You can check it out. Thank you for coming and thank you for listening. I appreciate your input, your suggestions, or whatever else you may have. Please subscribe to this channel and keep in touch. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.